What's up, schmucks? I hope you're having a lovely day, and I hope you're ready to get down to business. Monkey business, that is. Kingdom of the Planet of the Apes is the latest entry in the Planet of the Apes franchise and the fourth entry in the reboot series. Kingdom is directed by Wes Ball, with a script written by Josh Friedman, Rick Jaffa, and Amanda Silver. It's 300 years after War for the Planet of the Apes, and the apes are now the dominant species on Earth. The new ape we follow is named Noah, played by Owen Teague. He's a young ape looking to prove himself and enter manhood. Apehood? I don't know. But all that goes down the drain when his village is raided by enemy apes who serve Proximus, played by Kevin Durand. With his people abducted, Noah sets out on a journey to bring them home. So as always, we're going to start with the good and what I liked, and then we'll get to the bad and what I didn't care for. So what's good here? Firstly, Noah. I like Noah. Noah is an engaging protagonist who's easy to root for. I immediately bought into his ambitions and grew to really like him by the end of the movie. He's no Caesar, but that's because Caesar is one of the greatest protagonists ever committed to film. But Noah is serviceable and he does what the movie needs him to do. Raka, however, is the GOAT. Raka, played by Peter Macon, brings a comedic edge to this movie in a really reserved but effective way. He also helps push the religion allegory the movie is going for, and I really enjoyed that. 300 years after Caesar, his ideals and motives have been through a game of telephone. Apes like Raka know the truth and teach the truth. They practice what Caesar truly preached. But apes like Proximus, they distort the words of Caesar and frame his teachings in a way to lift themselves above others, not unlike priests of today. The apes themselves are amazing. They were a brilliant achievement in 2011, and they're still nothing short of a technical masterpiece 13 years later. Beyond god-tier CGI, the actors' performances are absolutely amazing. I don't know if you've seen this, but this is fucking awesome.
Owen and I, particularly, like, we met as apes. First.
We did. Our first interaction was as apes.
So how do apes greet each other?
Yeah. Shall we demonstrate?
Yeah.
We'd love to see this.
So he came up to me, and I was sitting there going, I had only aped with one person at this point in the small room in the basement. And I was very nervous about aping, and I was like, and then all of a sudden he kept putting his arm out, and I was like,
What is your name?
Noah.
I am Proximus. I must tell you some things. And we went off on a 45-minute improv.
What a wonderful day!
But that's you, Proximus Caesar.
Say his words. Say his words.
Apparently, the home release will include a cut of the movie of the actors in mocap without the CGI, and that sounds absolutely incredible. The performances cannot be understated. They might be under heavy digital effects, but the CGI ape is nothing without a talented actor beneath the surface. Just to wrap up the good section, I really like the action in this. There's nothing on par with the action from Dawn or anything, but the action is good here, just very sparse and brief when it's happening. That said, this movie's not trying to be a big action spectacle. None of these movies are. Just like the three that came before it, Kingdom is more interested in its characters and metaphors about religion and evolution. I also like the story here. It's simple but effective. It's a good starting point for the sequels to build off, like how Rise was a strong start for Dawn and War. What a wonderful start to this new trilogy. Alright, that's it for the good. Let's talk the bad. What didn't I like? I hate to say it, but Proximus. I thought he was a weak villain. I like what he's about. Big fan of the religion metaphor. And Kevin Durand's is absolutely the best performance in the movie. He's larger than life and charismatic. A real Paul Atreides of an ape. But he simply isn't in this enough to establish a strong presence, and he never does anything that makes him stand out. Koba is still on top. I get what he wanted and why he wanted it, but we didn't spend enough time with him for me to connect with him. He fell flat for me. I don't think this is a spoiler, but we never actually see Proximus's kingdom, and I think that was a misstep. Doing so could have better reinforced his character. What kind of a ruler is he? What do his subjects' day-to-day lives look like? We see a work camp, but we don't see the apes that are living under his rule. We don't know what they're going through. They might be thriving, they might be suffering. We do not find out, and I think knowing that would have greatly fleshed out Proximus. Along with Raka, Noah also bumps around with a human named May, played by Freya Allen. She's mostly good in this, and I like what her character represents as a spark of hope for the human race to reclaim the world, which will probably be the third movie. But her British accent kept poking out of her line readings, and it really stuck out. This is admittedly a small nitpick, but this is the bad section, so I figured I'd bring it up. I also didn't like this movie's third act. It's not bad, but it's easily the weakest section of the movie. I heard some people thought the first act was slow, or this movie takes too long to get going, but I actually really liked that slow buildup. I liked spending time with the apes and seeing what their lives are like, and seeing how the world looks 300 years later, but the third act just didn't land for me. It felt too short, too anticlimactic. Conflicts and antagonists are dealt with in such a way that it minimizes any of the threats that they posed, and everything gets tied up all neatly with some sequel bait thrown onto the end. I just didn't love any of that. I didn't hate it, but it just felt meh. But overall, I like this movie. I think it's a competent entry. I think it's a worthy successor to the Caesar trilogy and a good starting point for this new trilogy. I don't think it's better than any of the Caesar movies, but it's not really trying to be. It's very much dedicated to being its own thing, and I like that. A solid little sci-fi action adventure movie. Not amazing, not bad, but definitely solid. Alright, that'll do it. Thank you for watching. If you enjoyed this video, leave a like. If you did enjoy it, then leave a dislike. Subscribe if you want to hear me talk about movies some more, and I will see you next time. Bye!